never did see what Miss Suzuto's room looks like. I could go in now, of course, but I don't dare. She'll slap me from the afterlife. She's not dead, Runo. Ooh, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Story-Driven Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are hopping back into the Great Ace Attorney 2, Resolve. Last time, we were able to prove that Natsume, our client, was innocent, and that it was indeed Shamspear himself, who is not Selden, as I theorized, but Selden's cellmate, who was guilty of the crime. We found out that Selden had revealed to him of a hidden treasure that I don't know how Selden, came to it. Probably just in his years of crime. He, at least it sounded like he amassed some kind of fortune that was worth, like, I forget the exact sum they, brought up. But it could have been, like, thousands of yen or something. It was a lot. It was worth a lot. So, obviously, Shamspear would want to get his hands on it. And that's why he was after the room that, Selden used to frequent. And that's why he was trying to get rid of, the new occupants so he could get in there and get his hands on that loot. But he failed in the end. He wasn't able to acquire the room. And yeah, now he's going to jail. So there went that. But thanks to what's his face? Thanks to Sholmes's skin print seeker gun, we were able to find the treasure, and it was a collar or a belt of some kind with, like, it had a symbol emblazoned on it. I'm not sure. We don't know what that means. It had jewels on it, and most noticeably, blood. Lots of blood all over it. So, don't know what that's about. I'm sure that's going to come to play in a major way very soon. But we won't know until later. Don't know if we'll find if that'll connect to this case in any way. Don't know if we'll have to wait until, the end game or later in the game. We shall see. But yeah, so far we're hopping into a new case now, case 3, and I've been really excited to hop into a new one. I really enjoyed this last case, but it's always exciting when, you conclude one, especially if it was a long one, and now you get to hop into a brand new adventure. But again, I've said this probably a handful of times already, but I love the interconnectedness of this game and the last game, how so much is coming back, and I don't know, like I said before, in many ways, it almost doesn't feel like a sequel. It feels just like I was about to say it doesn't feel like a sequel, it feels like a continuation. But that is literally what a sequel is. But you know what I mean, like, sometimes a sequel feels like a separate thing. Especially with the Ace Attorney games, There might be callbacks to other games, but they're usually very separate adventures or separate stories. But with these two, one very much has to do with the other. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. One thing I want to do before we hop in, though, as I said at the start of the series, each chapter, I'm going to change one of the characters' outfits. So how do I do that again? Special contents? I think there's a tailor. I'm going to switch Ryunosuke back to his normal outfit. And then Suzuto now is going to wear... She has some idol-looking outfit or something. I think she looks adorable in that. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I didn't hear anybody objecting. Mainly I'm doing it just as a fun little thing, but also there's a trophy for, for starting up the game, having everybody in their optional costumes. Which I could probably easily get it by just, like, putting everybody's costume on and then just booting up the game. But I figure this would be a more fun way to do it. So, for this next case, hopefully Suzuto is, like, in it. That would suck. If we're, like, back with Ryunosuke, and it's a case completely separate from Suzuto, but hopefully not. I'll adjust if that's the case, but that's what we're gonna do. So, I got nothing else for you, so let's hop into case number 3. Here we go, episode 3. What's this one called? The Return of the Great Departed Soul. Ooh, that sounds cool.
The grand end of the century great exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors.
Whoa, that's a lot.
The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter.
Okay.
For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case.
Cool, so
And
a call back to an
like the
earlier
centerpiece
case of
great
his.
exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park. Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
Interesting. We also found out in the last case that Sholmes was hiding something. So I wonder if it has to do with this. Oh, okay. Okay, so we click through this.
Fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Ooh. Hello, hello, nerd.
In the 20th century, we'll see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world. Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car.
The future is here, ladies and gents.
Wings and take to the skies.
Bullshit. Somebody from the audience shouts.
Technology, a glimpse into the future. A world first, a demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Who the heck is that guy off to the side? Just like, hurrah, I love money.
A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Ooh, teleportation.
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Ooh. Oh, is he a test subject? I'm sure nothing's gonna happen to him. He looks very posh. Okay, weirdo.
But a few moments from now,
He's very eccentric, I'll give him that.
this gentleman will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you!
Again, sounds very safe. This guy. Okay. This guy is fun, I'll give it that. Oh! Hit the deck! Ooh. So an experiment gone wrong. Oh, and that's where we're leaving off. Okay, so is that something that was just happening? Because the little monologue or whatever you want to call it, you know, the little introduction that Wilson does at the beginning of each of these, was talking about an earlier case that Sholmes was involved in, and it also took place at this exhibition. There must have been an earlier one, right? If I'm getting that right. And we know that the same exhibition is, you know, there's one going on now or soon. They referenced that, you know, they referenced that a bunch in the last game, and I think in the last episode they referenced that again. So I don't know if that little video we were watching is from back then, or if that's like something that was just on the air now. I don't know. We'll find out more about that, I'm sure. 22nd of October, 9:36 a.m. Sholmes' suite. I feel like I haven't been in here in a while. Runo, are you listening? Oh, sorry. What was that, Iris? What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast? No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again? I was kind of zoning out there. Today's paper is full of news about the Great Exhibition again. Ah yes, the Great Exhibition. I have to go sometime. Sounds cool. Sounds like fun. I don't know exactly what it is, but we keep hearing about it over and over again. You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley? He's not listening either. Huh. Did you say something, Iris? Why do I even bother? Oh gosh, you're even more down. I remember when we first saw that expression, and then the last game. It just seemed very un-Sholmes-like. Wah! When did you arrive, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh gosh. What were you, in your mind palace? I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together, dude. Dude? What? Why didn't you mention it before? I, thought you might have known I was here. You know, because breakfast and all that. We literally had a conversation. Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much that I didn't even notice your presence. Ah! Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations. What? Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning, with all its unruly spikes. That's just my hair. It's a protagonist hair. Clearly it can be deduced therefore that. Let me stop you there, Mr. Sholmes, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair always looks like this. It always has. Ever since we first met, in fact. Yeah, I mean, I think every protagonist, at least the male protagonists, all have the spiky hair. And that's always picked on. It's kind of like how Danganronpa, they all have the, what do you call that? A hoge? That little, strand of hair? Oh, really? How interesting. It doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. You look so stupid, Ryunosuke. Thanks again. Can I leave? I crossed my mind recently. That's been 6 months now. 6 months? Since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned. Oh, well, that will explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley? Did you say something, Iris? Again? Back to moping. Did we even get an answer as to why he's moping? So are we back in the present then? I'm trying to keep track of all the jumping back and forth. In fact, maybe that's what the little, I don't know. I'm trying to think. The little narration at the beginning of the chapter, maybe that was the present day. And when you said that he was talking about an older case, maybe that's where we are now. Maybe we're, I don't know. I'm a little confused about the timeline. Hopefully they clarify. I don't see, what's-her-face, Suzuto with us anymore, so I think it might be after she left. Which, as I said, means after this episode, if I see no sign of, Suzuto, I might change her outfit back, and maybe I'll change Sholmes' outfit. Not that's a big deal. What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me, and that's saying something. I know, and the Great Exhibition has opened. You'd think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go see it together? I want to. Of course I do, but I can't. Not for the time being. I've got Sholmesian stuff to take care of. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all. So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from? Is that it? Sounds like it. I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley. Shut up. I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. I only have my armband. I don't know if you'll have new dialogue, but might as well start with that. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, about this. Shh, not another word. Ah, yes, I see. This would be a collar for a breed of miniature canine with a particularly long neck. And for winter use. Actually, it's the armband I always wear that symbolizes my role as a defense lawyer. Precisely, which leads us to but one conclusion. Your arm is in fact the particularly long neck of a miniature canine. No. I'm starting to wish I'd never shown him this now. The man's barking mad. That did sound familiar. We might have heard that dialogue, before. Okay, before talking to him, let's examine stuff. I do love a good fire in the colder months. Watching the flames flickering and dancing about is just so very relaxing. Cleaning out the chimney isn't so relaxing, though. No, getting covered in soot isn't my idea of fun. You know, Hurley decided he was going to clean it out himself last year. How'd that go? Well, you can guess what happened, can't you? He got himself stuck inside the flue. He tried to use the flue network like they do in Harry Potter. Didn't work out very well. He's a very slim man, I admit, but there are limits to where a fully grown man can fit. Now every time he dozes off by the fire, he has nightmares about it. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. You're one special little man. Ah yes, the huge metal chest with the lace cloth laid on it, being used as a table for tea and coffee, as intended. It's very sturdy, that's for sure, and firmly locked shut. That chest contains my father's detailed records of Hurley's many cases. Yes, so I've been led to believe. Though personally, I've never actually seen inside. How do we know you're telling the truth, Iris? And that's the way it will stay. Those papers are a secret between Daddy and me. If you're opening it uninvited, you might find yourself being bitten. Okay. What, is there a beast inside there or something? Didn't we make a joke about, like, Cerberus being in there or something? Or I think something was barking and she's like, "Quiet, Cerberus," or something like that. Anyway, what do we got over here? Ah, all these different pieces of evidence from cases that Mr. Sholmes has solved are very interesting. The trouble is, Hurley forgets things so quickly. He never remembers why these things are relevant. The other day, for example, he saw the orange pips that were there and decided to plant them in the garden. Pips. Pip and Twaddle. Yes, they've all sprouted now. We have 5 new little plants. Oh. Well, I don't know what else they were from, but if Mr. Sholmes can get oranges to grow outside in England, he should change his profession. He should be a botanist. You can see the desk here. Books, papers, scientific implements. These shelves are stuffed to the gunnels. Miss Suzuto wouldn't be able to help herself if she were here. She can't stand mess. Susie might not be able to stand mess, but she wouldn't dare touch those shelves. Oh? Why not? Everything's in intricate balance. Hurley spent ages on it. If he were to touch even one thing, the whole lot would come tumbling down. Ah. Susie knows a very delicate arrangement, right from the outset. You make it sound like a meeting of great minds. But the truth is, Mr. Sholmes just needs to tidy up. What are you talking about, Naruhodo? I'm the master of cleanliness. Okay. Let's start with this, because this is always one of the important things I gotta examine. For the trophy! Ah yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's in the melting pot today? The blue carbuncle? Yes, it's from a case of theft that Hurley solved ages ago. The theft of a precious stone. A carbuncle is another name for a garnet, you see? Especially if it's cut with a rounded top. Oh, really? And this garnet was blue, was it? Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered. Oh. So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was? That's the real mystery of the case. A proper Sherlock Holmes conundrum, huh? Oh, this is the bottle of medicine / poison / dangerous items. There's so many different bottles up there on that charming little set of white shelves. Oh, do be careful, Runo. You mustn't try the contents of any of those bottles, even if you're hungry. Why does everybody think I'm gonna just chug one of these random bottles down? I won't do something stupid like that. I'm not a child, you know. Or Sholmes. Well, I wish I could say the same for Hurley. Exactly. That's definitely something he would do. The other day, he polished off a full bottle of one of my alkaloids. He what? He said he was hungry. I'll be extra careful. Trust me. Tea table. I look forward to finding out what aroma your tea will have, Iris. Every single day. Well, I infuse a different concoction of herbs from the garden every time, so it's never the same twice. When you call it a concoction, it sounds more like a science experiment than something for tea time. Oh yes, that's because different blends can have very different properties. Some calm you down, some make you feel jolly, some give you energy. Today's particular blend is something quite special, so you're really in for a treat. That sounds ominous. I'll pass on that. Moving right along. Not that I don't trust you, Iris. I trust you more than Sholmes, but here's your typewriter. I can type with my eyes shut, you know. I can believe it. When the deadline's approaching, you sound like a Gatling gun. That reminds me of a dream I had the other day. It was such a funny one. It woke me, actually. I was typing for a whole hour in the pitch black, but I didn't make a single mistake. That's incredible. But then when it got light, I found that there wasn't any paper in the machine. Ah, that would suck. Some of this dialogue does sound familiar. I think it might be repeat from either the last case. It would have to be the last case. Now I wonder if I'd actually been typing at all. Because I think I made a comment about how that's the equivalent of, you know, like, typing a whole essay and then not saving and then it gets deleted or something. I think you might have just fallen asleep on the job. Either a couple of things. Like, I feel like the board... I feel like some of this dialogue, at least it seems familiar. Oh, here's his, violin. Sholmes' rather. Oh yes, Mr. Sholmes' faithful musical companion. Wasn't this violin made by somebody famous? Yes, it's a Stradivarius. I'm afraid you'd have to save up for 100 years before you could afford one, Runo. You poor soul. If I were to save up for 100 years, I wouldn't choose to buy a violin, personally. Wise decision, Naruhodo. Oh, what would you buy then? No idea. I really have no idea. I think I'll have to do it so I can find out. I'm sure you'll make that money in no time. Okay, I think this is the last thing. Every time I look at that machine, I can't help thinking what a monstrosity it is. What's it called again? The Great Analytoscope. It can analyze absolutely anything, you know? It does seem incredible. And at the same time, incredibly useless. Ah, but it looks impressive, doesn't it? That's all that matters. So that makes it very useful. How does that make it useful? Because it means you can pawn it for lots of money. Okay, fair point. The pawnbrokers always make idle remarks like, what an incredible looking machine. Ah. So Hurley often takes it to the pawn shop when he's a little short. It sounds like this thing pulls its weight around here more than I realized by having its weight pulled around, literally. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I can't move anywhere, so let's converse. Should I start with the gloomy mood and then talk about this other stuff? Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add? That's not like you. What sort of case is it? Shh! Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo! Shut your face! We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening. Iris? You're acting very strangely, Hurley. What do you mean, Iris? He always acts like a weirdo. Well, usually. The more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Hurley's mood. Ah! I mean, that does make sense. Is it really a case that's bothering you? Iris, please! You mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Remember what I always say, put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions. You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes. Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. Ah, woe is me. That was a deep sigh. Okay, let's talk about these things. Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. When it first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery, it turned out to be one part of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time unforgivable mistake. Words fail me. The situation is utterly deplorable. Hey, look at you! You get to voice me and it's not even a trial. Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, my lord? I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing. So, call me dense, but I'm trying to think... Hang on, we have the history, right? Let me just look at that real quick. When he was explaining... let's see, where was it? I took on the defense of a young girl. Oh, right, that's, Gina, right? My first thing, like, simple case of murder that took place in the pawnbrokery. That's right, and then he got chewed out for, I'm trying to remember exactly what he did. Yeah, that is the right case, right? Because, I mean, that's the only one that matches up. I think it was just that case that took place at the pawnbrokery. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study. I think I read this already, so that's what I've been doing. You have, haven't you, Runo? Reading all those big fat tomes about British law up in your room, and the notes about Sholmes' old cases. Brewing Iris a special blend of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Mr. Naruhodo, or Master Naruhodo. You really do think I'm your servant, don't you? Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall. Lord Strongheart? I forgot about him. Yeah, I don't think we haven't seen him yet in this game, right? There was also some, if I remember correctly, there was some shady business going on with him, or at least I remember being suspicious of him, and we know that people and things are coming back, so I'm wondering if he'll come back in a bigger way. Maybe he'll even be a big bad or something. I don't know, I just didn't, I never trusted him in the last game. Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice, not my favorite fellow. He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could, and I can't do that just sitting around here. Now let's talk about the Great Exhibition. The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching. Okay, that's what we saw a glimpse of before. Oh, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons. Look down on... Do you mean those things? Fly? Get out of town. Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air. Hot air balloons, baby. But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense. What is this world coming to? I can't understand it at all. My mind is melting, deteriorating as we speak. That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge. Quite true. And I mean, technology just moves faster and faster in the modern era. It feels like, scientific advancements just come, even quicker. I suppose they might be. Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the one experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. Okay, there was a huge explosion, and that's what we witnessed in the little video. Still, I wish I'd seen it, though. I'd love to see how bad some of those scam experiments really are. Says the innocent 10-year-old girl. See here, every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Okay, got some evidence already. A newspaper containing various articles about the world-leading science and technology on show at the Great Exhibition being held in London. Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? We will take a look. Every article on the front page is news about the Great Exhibition. Public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long. Yeah, really. Oh, there's a picture of the guy. First test of matter transport device. The Reaper attacked. Oh, the Reaper attacked. Are you talking about the Reaper the Bailey? And a lost cat? Oh, that's more important. That's what this case is gonna be. We're gonna look the case of the lost cat. You see the title screen pop up again. It crosses off, you know, whatever the actual title was. The case of the lost kitty. So many glowing reports about the Great Exhibition and everything that's going on there. Other than this rather gloomy looking one, that is. Wait. What? A lost cat? Come on, Iris! Let's go! What's the matter, Runo? Oh, okay. I guess we'll look at that. The Reaper attacked. Are they saying the Reaper attacked someone, or the Reaper has been attacked? That's Lord Van Zykes. That's how you say his name. That must be what Mr. Sholmes was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder? Well, he did hint that he knew more. I'll get a better look at that. So, that's Van Zykes up there, and this is somebody else? This Sholmes? I probably have to present that to him. Shadows cast behind. Oh, I already read that. The Reaper attacked. I don't know if I should present. I'll just question him about this. It says in the paper that Lord Van Zykes was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper the Bailey, of course. Don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes. Prosecutor Barrick Van Zykes. Hello. It is I. They say that the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case. There's no salvation for whoever's in the dock. Yep. What was that guy's name? The Irish fellow. At least I gave him an Irish accent. What was his name? McGilded. Mr. McGilded. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on this earth will be short. This is one of the mysteries I was so excited to find out more about, so I'm glad we're getting more into the Reaper the Bailey stuff. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening juniors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Yes, we have. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity seems to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital is a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. So, do you mean Lord Van Zykes has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time? He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. I wonder I wonder if it's by the real maybe there's another person who's actually the Reaper of the Valley? I don't know. I have no theories. At least nothing that holds water. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time. Ooh. They're out for blood. Oh my goodness, is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zyk's hurt? I wonder if this means that he won't be our prosecutor for this case? I don't know who else would be. We haven't met anyone else. My dear fellow, how on earth would I know? Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord Van Zyk's in his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow morning's edition. Oh, gotta wait. Ah, see. Well, we shall have to be patient then. No, I can't wait until tomorrow. I have to make sure my Zexy poo is okay. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know. But, who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps? What does he have to do with this? Oh, he's all ready to go. Well, I must be leaving now. Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes. Aha! Ha! You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What'd I do? You seek to put me off guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you would be wasting your time. The thought hadn't crossed my mind. I have my own business to take care of. But now I'm wondering where you're going. You have piqued my interest. Ah ha 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 ha! Well then, see you later indeed. Sholmes away! Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out the door. Ha ha ha! Bye bye. Oh, that's quite an outfit. I don't think we've ever seen her in that, have we? Alright then, Runo, let's get going. I think I'm quite ready for another adventure. Oh, Iris, what are you wearing? I didn't put you in a goofy outfit, just Suzuto, who apparently is probably not in this case. I've got trained to go to the Great Exhibition. You're going to take me? What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court. Oh, well that sounds fun too. You're coming with me, Runo, or I will kill you. You're going to take me there then. Or else. Alright, fine, just lower that weapon, would you? Of course, and after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the Great Exhibition. Sounds like a plan. Okay, now we can move. New location has been added. Oh, that's a cute outfit. Okay, but you know where we're going first? We're going back up to my office. Because I think I forgot something. And by something I mean that spade against the wall. So I can take out my enemies. 22nd of October, Naruto's legal consultancy. What the deuce are we doing up here? Nothing. Okay, let me present you with some very important evidence. That's not what I meant to do. Iris, have a quick look at this. Not this again. Your lawyer's armband. How many times have you shown me that, Runo? Like, 500? Oh, sorry. It's very important to me, that's all. I don't feel complete somehow if I'm not wearing it. Or if I don't show it to everybody every 2 seconds. Well, personally, I think you should try wrapping some different things around your arm from time to time. Oh, really? Like what? Perhaps a pretzel. Ooh, I'd have a snack on me at least. Pretzel? I've never heard that word before. What is a pretzel? Well, I think it's a kind of German defense lawyer symbol. Interesting. I'll have to try wearing one sometime. Oh, it's Iris. I guess they just don't have them in Japan, and I don't know at this point in time if maybe they're not common. Anything to say about this, Iris? About this paper? Oh yes, it's all about the Great Exhibition. I'm so excited about it. Once you've done what you need to do, we shall all go together and explore. I don't know. It sounds like it could be quite dangerous. We wouldn't want to get caught in an explosion as we were walking around in the showground. Oh, Runo, you're no fun. Oh, is that what you think's going to happen? Is it? I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, check out the spade. The office spade. I named it Spadey. Now that Miss Suzudo's gone, the shovelers aren't represented to correct me. Ah, I miss Suzudo. Maybe I'll have to do it myself. Okay, I think we might have had this already, but I'm doing it again. That's not a spade, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel. Ah, so you're a spader, are you, Runo? Iris is very passionate about this as well, it seems. What? You want to battle it out? Alright, I'm not going to argue with a native English speaker who has some kind of gun. Say that again, Runo. The kettle is gently simmering away there on top of the stove as usual. It was kind of Miss Suzudo to send that Japanese tea. You really like it, don't you, Iris? But for me, it's the sound of the stove and the burbling kettle I like the most on biting winter mornings. And it feels even cozier in here when the delightful Iris pours the tea for me. I really couldn't manage without that wonderful young girl. I miss her too. Oh, Runo, it's so sweet of you to say so. Oh, okay, she was saying that. Oh, I see. She was putting those words in my mouth, literally. Stop putting words in my mouth, please, Iris. But you're correct. Miss Suzudo's tea set that she left here with me. I still think green tea is just too bitter, though. Thank goodness for sugar and milk. Mr. Sholmes certainly wasn't expecting the acrid taste that one time. I've never heard anyone let out a scream like that before, or seen anyone fall down the stairs quite like that either. It always brings a smile to my lips when I'm feeling a little down. Ah, well, you know what it reminds me of? The day I gave you some black coffee when you weren't expecting it. You fell all the way down the stairs as well, didn't you, Runo? It was so funny. Yes. Do you think we could try forgetting that, please, Iris? That doesn't bring a smile to my lips at all. But I'm glad you're happy. Okay. I didn't examine the desk yet. Now, at first glance, my desk here might look as though it's in a mess. However, it's just slightly untidy. It's not a mess at all. Everything is exactly where I want it to be. I know where everything is at all times. But whenever Miss Suzudo looked at it, she'd put her hands on her hips and say, "Oh dear." Her way of saying that should make it more orderly and neat mess. I miss that. I miss her so much. You sound just like Hurley, you know. He says the same about his mess. It's the kind of logic that transcends international borders, obviously. Oh no. I can't be like Mr. Sholmes in that respect. Okay, what is this, a Daruma doll? Ah yes, the Daruma doll I brought with me from Japan. I always intended to color in the other eye once I'd become a fully fledged lawyer. But it's still winking at me, like it's trying to say, "I can wait, take as long as you need." Or maybe not. I'll just have to keep on doing the best I can, I suppose. I could color it in for you, Runo. Just the one eye, is it? No. It needs to be done with a bit of ceremony, Iris. Care and consideration. It's not just a toy for coloring in, you know. Oh, a table with nothing on it. Oh, that would explain it. It's Miss Suzudo's desk. I suppose it won't get used now that she's gone back to Japan. It'll just have to wait here patiently for its old friend to return. Even now, I sometimes find myself pouring a cup of tea for Susie by mistake. Ah, that explains why I sometimes find a steaming cup on her desk here. It shocks me every time. But it's just one of your pranks, I see. It's no prank. I miss her. Okay, I miss her too. We all do. Okay, there's a little fish tank. Look at the prawns and the anemones gently swaying around in the tank. Regular cleaning, some food and fresh seawater is all they need, and some conversation, of course. I don't have Suzudo anymore, so I resort to talking to the fish. It seemed like a lot of effort at first, but it was worth it. I'm starting to be able to tell what they're thinking. I can read their minds. Funny to think that so many people in London had aquariums like this once, when they were in vogue. You never expect to find sea anemones in the middle of the capital. I think I'll have to name them soon. Oh no! Runo's disappeared! What? Am I here? Ah, I expect he's been eaten by Hurley. Oh, are those the names of the fish? I think I prefer it to be you use your imagination more than naming the sea life. She just named him after us. And Suzudo's room. Or her old room. I never did see what Miss Suzudo's room looks like. I could go in now, of course, but I don't dare. She'll slap me from the afterlife. She's not dead, Runo. They say a young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, as she always says. Although from the laughter I used to hear when you would visit, I imagine it's mainly sweet. Oh, we used to have such fun in Susie's room. She told me all sorts of interesting things about your country, you know. Okay, as long as you didn't talk about me. I mean, unless she had the hots for me, I wouldn't say no. Anyway, moving on. I think that's it. I think that's all we got in here. I spent enough time in this room. Anything to talk to you about? Okay. I know what to do, but I'll talk to you anyway. I'm so excited about the prospect of Naruhodo's Anything Consultancy opening for business again. That's not what it's called. It's Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. Get it right. I've done a lot of studying these past 6 months, reading law texts and judicial precedents. I'm sure I'm a better lawyer now. I can't wait to start practicing again. Nothing changed in here at all, though, has it? It's as though Thomas stood still in here since Susie went back to Japan. Sigh. I wanted to keep her ready for Miss Suzuto in case she was able to return to Britain at any point. So I've just left everything the way it was. Oh, I see. Right. And that was me thinking because of the way you are, Runo. You know, never bothering to tidy up, I mean. No. Psh, psh. Shut up, Iris. This isn't the time or the place to bring up my tidiness. Or lack of it. That conversation seemed very specific to this room. So if I go back to Storm's suite for a moment, does she have anything different to say? Oh, I can't talk to her here. Okay. Then let us finally go to the Lord Chief Justice's office. Strong heart. Ah, I haven't seen this office in ages. 22nd of October. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. It's been about 6 months now since I was last here. Probably longer for me. Something's never changed, like the sense of foreboding I always seem to feel in this place. Oh. You sit there and read your book, Iris. It doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. She's happily reading over there. Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here. Are you allowed to just pick them up and read them at your leisure? Of course, I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we came here 6 months ago. Oh, there we go. She's in her outfit. At least we get to see her in it in flashbacks. When Suzuto-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan. Oh, here we go. Ah, I understand you wish to speak with me? Aha, it is I. Oh, Lord Strongheart, I trust you've been keeping well? Don't hurt me. Let's see, since you arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies. Just kidding, I don't really care. Oh no, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space. Good to know. Oh, I'm so glad. Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student. You need only savor the air for a moment in his grand office to understand his preeminent status. As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with petty crime. And furthermore, as of next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium. Oh, I've not heard about that. Investigating authorities from former countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. Ah, forensic science. Sholmes is ahead of the curve. As with the hosting nation, I have much to do. And it is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it. Well, it's nice to know where I stand. You mean nothing to me, so you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about. Ah, well, thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind as it happens. Bruno, just take a deep breath and come out with it. Okay, sheesh. I guess before I talk to you about anything, let's look around. Nice desk you got there, your lordship. The Lord Chief Justice's desk, when you look at that, there's no mistaking Lord Strongheart's authority is there. But the light from the window behind is far too bright. It would be very bad for the eyes. I hadn't thought of that. There were no curtains, that's for sure. What's more important? Having a desk with an air of authority, or having eyes that work? I can't say I'd ever considered it. After all, my little office barely has any light to speak of. And I haven't really seen my desk in a while. Yeah, I was gonna say. His office is a little more grand than ours. Just saying. Speaking of the window. That's right, it's like a giant clock tower or something. The cogs of the giant clock are keeping them time as usual with their steady rhythmical motion. It's really quite disturbing how little sound they make, considering their massive size. Someone very brilliant must have designed it. And whoever maintains it must be very talented too. But I'm not entirely convinced it's even a clock. What about the huge clock face that forms the window over there? It's a mirage. Some people just make machines that move for the fun of it, because they enjoy watching them. Well, then we're lying to the entire world. Rather like how Hurley makes his rambling deductions just for the fun of it. That sounds about right. Even if the outcome isn't quite right. Never mind all the trouble it gets others into along the way. He doesn't care. Okay, we got these candelabras. Oh, okay, or the bookshelf. You couldn't read all these books even if you were reincarnated 3 times over as a bookworm. Don't give anyone any more ideas for some isekai. I'm sick of them. Oh, I know, so much reading material. I'm very envious. I've really been running out of things to read recently. That's because you read so fast. Perhaps little by little I could swap some of the books here with some of mine from home. I don't see why not. No one would notice, or at least I wouldn't. Even if I was reincarnated 3 times... Even if I was reincarnated 3 times over as a librarian. Or a sword, or a vending machine, or whatever ridiculous nonsense you can think of. Okay, suits of armor. Hop in, Iris. Oh, I just had a great idea. What is it? We could hide inside these suits of armor and spy on the Watchmaster to find out what he's really like. I don't have much interest in what Lord Strongheart is really like, though. Oh, please, it would be fun. You could be inside the left one, and I'll go in the right. You really want to go in a suit of armor, don't you? Now you're making fun of me because I'm a child, aren't you? I wasn't making fun of you at all. I'd like to have a go, too. Oh boy. Do we want to know what Strongheart does in this office? I don't think so. Okay, I think that's it. Back to Strongheart, who we've been completely ignoring this whole time. Mr. Strongheart? Would you like to take a look at my armband? By the way, Lord Strongheart, about this. Huh? The symbol of a defense lawyer in the Japanese judiciary? Oh, I didn't expect you to know that. We never accept foreign students before first researching the legal systems in their home countries. But such trinkets are merely for show. The only true measure of your worth is your performance in court. Yes, right. About that. Okay. What about this? Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this? The report to the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition? Of course. No, not that. The story on the back page. What story? I couldn't care less. The Reaper attacked? Ah, that. You've enjoyed some victories in court against my #1 prosecutor, have you not? Poor Mr. Reaper. What happened to him? Oh, wouldn't it be cool if, I don't know if that would be possible, because he's not actually a prosecutor, but if, like, Van Zyke couldn't do it, so Strongheart led the prosecution, that would be a cool, pairing. He wasn't killed, was he? There's no need for concern. Lord Van Zyke will not be so easily dispatched, I assure you. Can you tell us what happened? I'd really love to know. Very well. If it interests you. It does, strangely. Cool. So now we got more stuff to talk about. Oh, except, not yet. Okay, I'll save my permission to work for last. Let's talk about the symposium. All sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them all will take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium. It does seem as though criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific method, doesn't it? Exactly. There go my birds. Welcome to the future. Ah. London, the global epicenter of the culture, science, and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve crimes as efficiently as possible. Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it? Exactly! The future of policing! Ah! Again! Egads! Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods. Not Sholmes. Oh dear, that's alarming. Exactly! It's extremely alarming. Thank God you agree with me. Ah, ×3! If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure the numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim. Sorry? By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail everyone now. What? No, we're good. Oh, how fascinating. Do go on. It all began 15 years ago. I was... and then this happened and that happened and I fell... and getting drowsy. Getting sleepy. And that's how my wife left me. My life had never been the same since. Well, what do you think? And that more or less sums up my feelings on the matter, in the simplest of terms, of course. What did that have to do with? Never mind. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard, I need to get my wife back. That is my mission. Oh, right, yes. That's wonderful. Good news. All around. Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be. Iris lost interest like 50 minutes ago. Iris isn't paying attention at all. She got her nose in another book now. Who told her she could touch my books? Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful? I learned that he lost his wife, and that she's not coming back. Actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about forensic science. Okay! Now that I buttered him up, do I have permission to work? I actually came here today to ask for your permission. Go on! 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked, and I was told to spend my time studying. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system. And I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. Ah ha ha ha! Get out of here. Mr. Naruhodo? Yes? Here it comes. I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. Yeah, that's true. This was never your intended role. Well, that's true. When you put it that way. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour, not me. It should have been Kazuma. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. This is like Kazuma's little theme here. If that tragic accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. True that. This game would be all about Kazuma. Mr. Asogi was my best friend, you see. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him. Don't care. His calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you knew nothing of his true calling? Sorry? We did get... He was involved in something bigger than, defense attorney. We found out at the end of the last game. The mission with which that young law student was charged. What do you suppose it really is? Well, was. What do you mean? Mission? He's not making any sense. Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions. Do you mean... Say it ain't so. As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain. Thank you. Thank you so much. Aha! Just kidding. Get out. That's wonderful news, Runo. In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope. Of course. Please, tell me more. What is this curious affair? You described it as a curious affair? Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday? Oh, no. Yes, I read about it. We do know Ryunosuke. Or at least I do. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. Let me see. How was it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think. Instantaneous kinesis? As in moving things with a click of the finger? That's right. It's just what my herbal blend needs. A dash of devil may care. Whatever this serious accident was exactly, it's clearly captured Iris's imagination. It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage and a man lost his life. Which one was it? Was it the guy in the experiment? A certain Mr. Odie Asman. Odie Asman. I'm trying to think of the pun there. Odie Asman. I don't know. An investigator and a well-known figure in society. Yeah, I could tell. A large explosion. A man died? The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert Harebrained. Okay, that one I get. I guess he is a little harebrained. Oh, is he gonna be the guy we have to defend? He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow. On the charge of murder. What? Murder? But was it not an accident? If you intend to take on his defense, You should hurry to meet with him at the prison. There is very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation. The Great Exhibition, a scientific experiment gone wrong, and murder? I feel out of my depth before I've even started. We should go to the prison straight away then and try to meet with this German professor. Don't you think? Definitely. Ah, yes. One more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper. Oh. Oh? Lord Van Zykes, how? Oh. Let's get the deets. Fortunately, Lord Van Zykes emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for that man. He's a very capable fighter. But that's incredible. They were armed with guns. Wait, just dodge them all? Why was he attacked, though? Do we know? It's related to events that occurred a month ago. Our leader of one of the capital's criminal organizations was indicted. Was indicted and prosecuted by Van Zykes. Ah. But the man was acquitted. I've no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes. His voice is killing me. Large sums of money. A deplorable situation. Members of the jury were bribed, it seems. Ooh. Better not be any of the jurors I know. However, despite winning his freedom, the man in question met a dramatic end yesterday. But you're not suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely? The victim's henchmen certainly seem to think so. He was a man by the name of Asman. Oh dear. Mr. Udi Asman. So the guy who died. Did you say Asman? That's the man who died in the big explosion at the Great Exhibition? Yes, known publicly as investigator. But in reality, the head of a significant criminal organization. Unbelievable. I wonder, could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart? Try me. Why do you use Lord Van Zykes as a prosecutor? That is a good question. If he's got all this baggage, especially revolving around, the people that that get acquitted under his prosecution. Why is he still around? All the criminals who manage to get off in court then meet with mysterious ends outside the courtroom. And fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lord Van Zykes first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but still. Something's clearly going on here. I have Van Zykes work for the prosecution service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. He is pretty good. Even though I've beaten him like every time, but that's neither here nor there. And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtroom following his trials are nothing to do with him. But that doesn't make sense. How can you explain the way so many have died, if not by someone's hand? Van Zykes may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he is no killer. So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the crown. I guess innocent until proven guilty, right? Unless he wishes otherwise, of course. Very interesting. Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. My colleagues may be starting to fidget. 11 hours late? That's quite something. That meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So, lateness was inevitable. Time stopped for no man. I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons. Yeah, really. Oh yes, where would I find Lord Van Zykes now? I would assume he's at his office. Right, I'll go and ask him about the attack in person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth. Away with you now. I'm leaving Professor Hairbrain's defense entirely in your hands. Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord. Okay. Very interesting. Things are wrapping up. more interconnectedness. So obviously Van Zykes is gonna have a major role in this. We got two things going on. The thing going on with Van Zykes, and then the actual case, which I'm sure they're connected. Okay, I'm assuming this is all, yeah, all the same dialogue. Okay. So can we choose which to go to first? I'm trying to think. I kind of feel like going to see Van Zykes first. Yeah, let's go to Van Zykes. Prosecutor's office. The private office of Lord Baron Van Zykes was in the prosecutor's office building. I don't think we've been in here, have we? Does it look cool? Does it look as cool as Edgeworth's? Oh yeah. This looks like a very Van Zykes office if I ever saw one. 22nd of October, prosecutor's office. Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office? Yes, it appears so. Brr, it sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deathly atmosphere. Oh, is that? What the heck? Dementor! Dementor! Kill it! That hooded figure was so still I hadn't noticed his or her presence. I wonder who it is. Gee, I wonder, Ryunosuke. Who could that hooded figure in Van Zykes' office be? What are you doing here? He pulls off the cloak like, it is I, Sherlock Holmes! But I'm gonna assume it's Van Zykes. Wait, I can't tell if this is the same person. He's as unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. Actually, maybe even more so. This is the first time we've seen him, like, in this kind of face-to-face portrait. I feel like we might have seen him like this before, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm glad to see you're well. Kinda. I am. Okay. So, who's the person over by the wall being punished or something or other? Okay, so I was wrong. My bad. I got all snarky, like, who else could it be? No punishment is taking place here. Oh. It is my apprentice. Oh, okay. That's my apprentice, and he's sitting there of his own free will. That's not the guy in the picture with Van Zykes, is it? There were two people. Let me see. I think one might have even had a cloak, now that I think about it. Right? Oh, that must be him. Interesting. That's my apprentice, and he's sitting there of his own free will. I didn't know you had an apprentice. Yep. It must be the same person who was pictured in the newspaper. No face is shown. He's very able in combat, a requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage. Are you referring to the attack on the Reaper that was reported in the papers? The Reaper. I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself. Assuming, that is, such a fabled fiend generally inhabits our great courtrooms. Okay. I guess that confirms you're not the Reaper. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. Because I wanna, by the time I examine the room and talk to Van Zykes and everything, this video will be is already going on quite a while. I don't want to push it too long. So next time we will learn more about what's going on with Van Zykes, hopefully more about the apprentice. We'll get to, explore his room for the first time. Oh, well, I just noticed. Hang on. Is that a giant picture? Don't tell me that's Van Zykes. I can't tell. The head is obscured. But that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Anyway. So yeah, we'll do all that, and then next time, well, after that, we'll go to the defendant's room. And who knows, that might be the end of the, this part of the investigation. I don't know how much more there is, so. But we're going to leave it there for now. So thank you guys so much for watching, as always. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know more videos go up. And of course, share this video and the channel with your friends, family, and loved ones. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time. So take care, and bye-bye.